Evening, everybody. How are we all doing? Welcome to the preview show. How's it going, Adam?
Evening, guys. How are we? Yeah, very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I've just had a normal Christmas and a normal week at work. How has it been for you?
A different Christmas, completely. Yes, remembering to ferry everything that is in our house around with us is always a new experience. The car is a lot fuller.
Yes.
The golf clubs are no longer in the boot.
No space for the clubs is there anymore.
But apart from that, yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously to let everybody meet the little girl. So yes. Yeah, it's good.
Good, excellent. Good evening, Chris Mambridge in the chat. Everybody in the chat, good evening. Get your names in there. Let us know you are here. We have a massive giveaway coming in a little while. But first, I thought we would do a quick chat, quick review about the last season that was in golf. This is the last week of the year. We've obviously got no tournament again this week, so we've got a giveaway for the whole of next season to be coming up shortly. But Adam, what was your any highlights that stood out for you of the last year in tournament golf?
I think for me, a highlight in a way of a sorts was sort of like not the coming of age of Jon Rahm, but like just showing the rest of the world and especially the PGA Tour just like how cutthroat he can be. Those putts he hold on the last few greens of the US Open were just like that's how good he is, and I think he's firmly planted himself amongst the DJs and the McIlroys and the Morikawas of this world. Like it's going to be up there for a good few years to come. Not that he wasn't already tour proven as such. It's just I think he's proved himself now that he can do it in the majors. He can do it at the Ryder Cup, although part of a losing team, but played so well that week, and really led the team in that regard, and see him sort of almost filling that figure going forward. So for me, Jon Rahm, just bossing it really.
I think it's interesting with Jon Rahm is that he's just taken that step by step, level by level up, sort of almost from Ryder Cup Paris where he showed how good he was, and then each year just getting better, getting that major, getting that US Open, just like you say, it's not necessarily a rocket to the top. It's just improving on each year and becoming, like you said, more tour proven.
Yeah.
Good.
It's just that beating Tiger must have given him a lovely little step in that career in France, and then obviously he's just gone from strength to strength. Just getting that first major, there's been so many good players down the years that haven't won one. It must be good to get that monkey off your back and know that actually you can do it, and then see where he goes from here. I've got him winning at least one this year, I reckon.
One more major, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's good. I think again, going back to Morikawa, who you kind of just briefly mention as now one of the great superstars, but again, the year that he had, him and Schauffele for me are the two that really stood out as kind of like the next level of American players that we're going to have to watch out for. We're going to have to oh my goodness, they are going to just be such an annoying force in the Ryder Cup for years to come.
Yeah.
I thought Schauffele's win at the Olympics was quite big for this year. I thought that was quite one where, again, the Olympics golf, is it big, is it not big? Again, a lot of good players going, a lot of people staying back, I think for other reasons than the golf. I think it will be interesting in the next Olympics in Paris. Again, nice safe country, Central Europe, so easy access for lots of people to get to and from America. I think we'll see. I think we'll see all the names in Paris. And I think the Olympic golf will take strength to strength.
I think it's one of those, isn't it? As it goes on, event by event with the Olympics, I think you're going to see more and more people, especially from the tour, watch it and then think,
I want to be there.
Probably should be there.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably should be there.
Yeah, because Justin Rose and Schauffele got gold medals now, and no one can take them away from him, and no one's going to take that from him for 4 years. You know, every major, yes, okay, obviously the major will always be more important than a gold medal, but you have that for a year and then someone takes it away from you, don't they? Whereas that gold medal, no one can touch you, can they, for 4 years?
No.
I think that's excellent. So in the chat, we've got James Wade. Thank you. Good evening, James Wade. Daddy Trett is in the house. Tony Finau, yeah, he's not won a major. No, he hasn't, has he? But will he do
again,
one this year?
Super consistent in terms of his and him getting that win this year that could roll on into next season. You could really see a different Tony Finau.
Yeah, and again,
not that he's not great. It's just
that leveling up.
Sometimes it's just proving to yourself like that extra 1-2% on any given week. His putting's always been a little bit suspect. That seems to be getting a little bit better.
Yeah,
but it's a bit like with all of those guys. They hit it so good that actually their putting looks so bad because they hit it so good.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The putting looks average just because they hit it so close every hole, and you just expect them to make every putt. Well, you're not going to make every putt from 8 feet. You're going to make 50%, aren't you? That's just the way it is. So let's move on to the competition. Basically, what we're going to do is you guys are going to pick 2 players. You're going to have 50-50 hedge your bet this week. There's no 60-40, 70-30. It's simply 50-50 bet. And what are they betting on, Adam?
Yeah. So you're betting on the FedEx Cup champion. Now, it's one of those things, it's going to ebb and flow, it's going to go through the whole year. We know that it goes down to you've got the playoff series at the end, so it's that thing of, can you get your 2 people into that final event?
Exactly.
And then if they get through to the next one and the next one, get through to the Tour Championship. If they were to then win it, you then get your bonuses on top, but it's then where do you finish? Where does both people finish up that leaderboard? Yes. So trying to get both your players into one, get them in the first event, then get them through the playoff series. Exactly. Obviously, if one of your people then wins a major, they're going to be there automatically pretty much. So it's like, okay, then you're reliant on that 50-50 pick. Now, do you go top end, try and top load it, 2 low ones and hope they have a really good season? Do you have some insider information? Like, do you know something the rest of the world doesn't?
We don't.
And is, I don't know, is Rich Beam going to have the year of his life?
Well, that's a bold. I'm not even sure Rich Beam's on my betting list. I'm going to put up in a minute. But yeah, so essentially the way it's going to work, you're going to pick your 2 players and you're going to get a quarter of their betting points if they make the first playoff event. No matter where they finish in that first playoff event, you're going to get a quarter of your points. You then move on, you're going to get half of your points if they make the second playoff event. Then if they make the Tour Championships, you're going to get 3/4 of your points plus wherever they finish in that leaderboard. So the last event will obviously be the top 30, and that'll be the 30 as we normally do the top 50 in the fantasy golf every single week. And then obviously if they go ahead and win the FedEx Cup, then you will get your usual 250 point bonus. So let's have it in the chat. You've got till next week. So this time next Tuesday, we're going to close the betting. We'll go over it again next Tuesday in the preview show, so anybody that hasn't watched this can have another go at it live next Tuesday, but we'll close it in the show next Tuesday ahead of obviously the tournament, the Century of Champions tournament in Hawaii next week, which is crazy to think that the tour is back again already after just 2 weeks break, but off we go again, don't we?
Yeah, and you can see it, like, following any of the lads on Instagram and stuff like that, they're all doing their work, and it'd be interesting to see who comes out. It'd be always interesting to see who's changed manufacturers this sort of time of year. Clothing deals, it's always nice. Like, you see somebody that's like worn a particular clothing brand forever, and then they run out in something different. And normally a bit of equipment change this time of year. They've been doing a lot of testing, and everybody goes, "Oh, how did he switch that quickly?" Not having known that he's probably had that brand with him for the last 9, 10 months.
Yeah, exactly. And January is a nice, easy time to change contracts, etc., etc. So I'm going to put the betting up on the screen. There are 2 pages of betting. Before we do that, though, just a little insight into the prizes. So the prize will be a PGA Life 365 goodie bag. It is going to include the PGA Life 365 shoe bag. That is going to be your outer container. There is going to be a PGA Life 365 shoe bag for you. And inside that PGA Life 365 shoe bag is going to be the PGA Life 365 towel. You can have that in black or in white. It will be your choice to have at the end of the season. So again, couple of excellent prizes to be had in there for somebody, for just picking 2 players. Anything we gain throughout the season from our reps, from contacts, from people we visit, we'll go in there. We'll let you know, obviously, on a Tuesday night when something gets added into the goodie bag. But this is really a competition for the guys that are regulars. There for the guys that are supporting us now in December 2021. We want to give you the chance to be in something that nobody else is going to be in, because once this closes next Tuesday, that's it, isn't it?
Yep, that'll be it, and we'll see what we can badger out of every rep that comes through the door
constantly
between the two of us.
Yeah.
We'll get some bits added. I've already got a couple of bits of work that can already go in it.
Excellent.
So we should be pretty good.
James, the end of the season fantasy is going to be next week. So the Century Tournament of Champions is going to be the last week of the current season. It gives anybody that's new a chance to have a practice. It also gives us a chance over the next couple of weeks to have a reset to see where we go with the point scoring, etc. And then Sony Open in Hawaii will be the first week of the new season.
Kicks it off.
And that's going to kick it off. So obviously James is currently sitting atop the leaderboard. So he's got a vested interest in when we end the tournament.
Yes,
he wants it over as soon as possible.
The t-shirt that is a jacket that is a t-shirt to be sent to.
Exactly. So yes, that'll be winging its way back to us from Kieran very, very shortly, and then we'll get it across to you, James. Potentially, maybe I'll suddenly get 2.5 million points next week and have a chance to win. So I'm going to put the betting up now.
I won't.
You won't. No. So Adam, do you want to go first with your 2 picks?
Yeah, I'm going very, very safe.
Are you? Interesting.
Yes. I'm going Jon Rahm after bigging him up.
Yep.
And after seeing him on Instagram today, seems to be boshing it in the gym, seems to be smashing it on the range. I'm going JT as well.
Are you? Interesting. Nice, I like that. So Rahm and JT, that is the top page of betting. While you guys have a look over the bottom page of betting, I'm going to go for mine. So I'm going 2 different players to you, which read into that what you will. I'm going to go for Brooks Koepka, because I think Brooks Koepka is going to have another one of those seasons. I genuinely think he showed some good signs in the last few weeks of last season, and going forwards,
fit,
another major or 2 for him this year. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll manage his schedule. And then I'm going to go outside the box. Somebody who is very near the bottom of that second page, but I think is crazy odds for how good he is Cameron Champ. I think he is, again, could he do? I'm just going to go back to the first page. Look at how high, you probably can't see this, Adam, but Sam Burns is sitting 14-1 on the second row of this. And it's like 12 months ago, Sam Burns, would we even be talking about him as someone that was going to sit that high up?
Has had a good season
and it just shows Swanton's put in the chat, JT not a fan. Oh dear. So Koepka and
that's not good.
Cameron Champ.
Like, Ben knows what he's talking about, so I'm in all sorts.
Well, it wouldn't be anything new for us to be in worlds of trouble. So so get in the chat. I mean, you can have a guess now. You can always change your guess before next week. That's not a problem. Hopefully Ryan will be here next week to add you guys into his fantastic spreadsheet. He's not here again this week because he's gone to the pantomime again, a different pantomime. Now, I think that's pretty impressive to go to.
Reviewing them?
Exactly, to go to 2 pantomimes. He's going to Ipswich and then Colchester tonight. So here we go. So James Wade's gone JT and Cameron Smith. And again, James Wade knows what he's talking about as he shows being atop the leaderboard. So maybe you're onto something there. Maybe I've gone for the wrong Cameron, which is very much like potential for me. So there we go. Any other bets in there? Anything as of yet? So obviously there'll be
Swanton will be wading in a minute. Like, I guarantee it. Like, he'll pick the winner.
Swanton will be in a second. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be it's nice to have a season-long thing to go along with the week-by-week fantasy. Just to keep things interesting.
When you get to the end, actually, it's anybody's game, isn't it? Normally.
Exactly, and it's interesting. So obviously the betting we're using is for the money list because that's the only betting that we could find today. But it's interesting who's right. It's interesting that how the money list and the FedEx Cup are often different things because it's when you come into form a lot of the time in the FedEx, isn't it? Oh, so
there you go.
Swanton's in, but he's not actually picked anyone yet.
No, he's just commented. Dad's picked someone. He's gone Hovland and Leishman.
Hovland and Leishman. Nice. I like that. Leishman he's just always there, isn't he? He's just
And
always
Victor's
thereabouts.
turning into a right player.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, again, just is he going to make that step up? A lot of looking ahead this time of year, isn't there, to what they can do, where they've come last year, and what the guys can build on. It's agree, Ben. Worth a shout. Is he going to go for it? But Rory again.
Says somebody who's just picked somebody different and egging somebody on to pick somebody else.
There you go. I mean, we never know. It's always time.
Pick him because JT's doing the business.
So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Again, plenty of exciting players in the world of golf. Can the Europeans start to make some more progress? Are we going to see any more of them playing a bit more in Europe so that they get in that Ryder Cup team in Paris? Are they going to be thinking of that at this point? Of players like your Westwoods, like your Poulters, do they keep plunging away on the PGA Tour where maybe they're not going to finish as high, not going to get as many points, but if they come over to Europe, potentially get some more points and get in that team? Is that something that goes into their head?
There'll be some co-sanctions events this year, though, won't there? So
yes, exactly. A lot more.
He's got Horshall and Hovland.
Nice.
So Swanton's gone Rory and an outsider of Abe Anser.
Yeah, like he says, only a slight outsider, which is again, I know Ryan has picked him for a long time, and he's obviously a regular favourite of Ryan's. But Abraham Anser's come on leaps and bounds in the last 18 months to 2 years, really. But again, just shows the potential that if you work hard, if you are consistent, you can mix it with the big boys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, 100%.
It's good. There's some good picks in there, guys. I'm going to give another minute or two. Anything else you want to say? Any news that you want to report?
It'd be interesting to obviously see how the European Tour schedule goes this year, and obviously with switching over to the DP World Tour from European Tour, it'd be interesting to see if that pulls some of the Americans over at some stage, and how that works in terms of the co-sanction stuff. Whether those guys that want to be on a Ryder Cup team will get enough points by playing stateside and playing in the co-sanction events.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how that works. Just as much as I hate to say it, I really struggle to see how Europe are gonna turn that tide. That team of of America is so strong, and the backup for it is so strong as well. It's going to be a big run in for the European team. It's going to need all those big names firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I think. Have we seen the lasts of your Westwoods and your Poulters, and who's going to fill those spots, and what are they going to do going from there? So
I think that's the big thing, isn't it?
It'll be interesting to see how it's going to be done, and the course in Italy looks amazing. So hopefully they set that up to what we would class as European Tour standards, and make it fit our team as much as we can going into that. So that'd be interesting to see how that goes, really.
Yeah, I think they obviously will set it up as best as they can for us. I think you're right. The American team does look really strong. I think Europe is a different test. I think being in Europe is a massive advantage for our team. I think they'll be really desperate not to lose on home soil. And like you say, I think you put it right. I think who are the players, and we might not even know who those players are at this point, or they might be real fringe European Tour players that just show us what they can do in the next couple of years and really just drive on and drive hard. Obviously, you've got your Hovlands. Obviously, you've got your Robert McIntyre's. Every chance he's going to make it in the next Ryder Cup. Have you got, has Garcia got one more in him with a load of youngsters? Obviously you've got Rahm. Obviously you've got, hopefully Fleetwood comes into some form. Hopefully Rory comes into some form, and they there is enough. We've definitely got enough to beat them. It's just like you say, them all coming into form at the right time. Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? I think there's a few lads slightly out of form going into the last one.
Yeah.
Not having any fans there was obviously a massive disadvantage.
Yes.
Especially if somebody like, for example, like Rory, he said that he struggled in the lockdown tournaments, not having anybody there, and having anything to bounce off of. It'd be interesting to see how that will affect it. So Ben's just put a comment in there. As long as you keep playing US style golf courses, Europe will struggle.
Yeah, he's right. He's right, and I think
so when you have to play a difficult golf course in different weather.
Yeah, and he's right. I think you've obviously got I can't remember what the name of the course is in Italy, and then obviously you've got Adair Manor, which is very American in its design.
Yeah.
However, it is in Ireland.
It might.
So you could get any weather. It's just unfortunately,
especially that time of year.
Oh,
it could be like Celtic was.
Yeah, exactly. It could be anything. Yeah, and I think the problem is that it's such a big, massive event. It can only go to certain courses, and it's always kind of been resorty courses. Obviously, Glen Eagles was a bit of an outlier because it is a little bit linksy, but it is still a massive resort golf course because that's what.
It's a huge resort, isn't it?
But that's what you want. That's what they want from a Ryder Cup because that's what sells it in the future, doesn't it? You know, for these venues to host it. They don't want Sandwich where it's going to be so difficult to get everybody and the moving beast that is the Ryder Cup there because obviously it's a lot bigger event.
You can't get nothing. Well, I don't know though. If you can hold an Open, you can hold a Ryder Cup holder.
Yeah, exactly. They're very similar events, aren't they? But just picked in very different ways, aren't they? Good. So what have you got going on the next week then? What are you doing for New Year's?
Probably not a lot.
Hopefully getting some sleep.
Staying up till 12 o'clock will not be an issue, though.
No.
No. So, actually, obviously, a bit of a shout out to Ben. He dropped round a very kind gift to us, so we've put that in the fridge and we'll probably open that between the two of us.
Excellent. That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. We have got a game of golf, though, New Year's Eve.
We have, yes. During the day, been let out. So that'll be nice. It'd be nice if it stopped throwing it down rain. It was not nice to be out there today.
It's supposed to. I think tomorrow's going to be rubbish, and then Friday's going to be Thursday, Friday going to be okay.
Yeah. So we should be all good for that. I think me and you are taking the boys on, aren't we?
We are, yes. So who's Ryan, James? Well, we'll find out because we should be seeing him at 10 o'clock on the first tee at Royal Bear St Edmunds on Friday, and we're gonna take them on. Obviously, document it, film a little bit on the way round, so you guys can know what's going on. I think it is. We're playing the three of us are playing in the Stableford or Medal, whatever it is, competition. Obviously, Adam, you're not playing in that, joining us. So it'll be fairly slow because there'll be lots of other people playing in the competition, but we should be able to get some bits on the way round and give you guys some.
Well, that sort of plays into our hands a little bit with the camera.
Yes.
So,
yeah, exactly. So should be okay.
If anybody hasn't seen this week's video, then go and check that out. Me versus Simon in a team event.
Yes.
We have a new thing on the channel. We have a Channel 5 challenge,
which I forgot to bring home. I've made a nice sign for the frame. It was going to sit. I had all the great plans and then forgot to bring it home, didn't I? Never mind.
Yeah. So but a new thing for this year, we're going to swap back and forth and have a few matches between us all and swap this fiver around. Hopefully swap it around.
That's not going anywhere. That's going to sit there for 12. No, yeah. So
well, I'm hoping it's not going anywhere because I'm your partner this week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, we can't lose to Ryan and have to cut it in half and give it to him. No, we don't want that. So yes, I think that's just about it for tonight. We're obviously going to promote this giveaway through the next week across the socials, and then it will close down as of next week, ready ahead for Tournament of Champions, which we'll be previewing next Tuesday night. We'll be back with the normal fantasy golf. Hopefully Ryan will be somewhere in the middle of us, either in person or on Zoom like we are now. But yeah, I think all that's left to say is thanks as always. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for all you guys' support over the last year, and let's all look ahead to 2022.
Indeed. Let's have a good one. I've got to get better this year, surely.
You're a father now, so golf's going to be secondary, so you can just relax and enjoy it. And hopefully have some events to play in.
Hopefully.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh.
It would be good.
Good. Right, so on that note, guys, lovely to chat to you. Have a great new year, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.